9, 8, 7, 6,
Preview.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to my first video tutorial, and today we'll be learning how to simply create this cinematic movie snippet. And what you're going to be needing is, of course, Movie Maker and a web browser and internet connection. So those are basically all you're going to need. And it's very simple what you do. So that's what it's going to look like, basically, and I'm going to start up a new project. And I'm going to load up the two documents that are called loops. They're the two you need, which is one is the news intro and one is the countdown. I will of course be adding the media files below so you can easily download them without going to the sites. The sites are movietools.info for other cool and interesting loops if you're interested. And right now I'm going to add the sound. The sound is a lot less than the actual video, than the video snippet. So we're going to be using the trim tool. But to use the trim tool, you're going to have to take the endpoint, which is 5.23, and add it to the endpoint for the video. And so once you do that, you can save it, and of course they're equal. So now we're going to be adding the 10-to-1 countdown for the 10-to-1 countdown loop. So you're going to add current point, add it. Of course, it's a little bit less, so what we're going to be doing instead this time is increasing the speed, sorry. So we're going to increase it to about 1.15. They're almost perfect. It's okay if they're not exactly, but now we basically have the basic concept. So what we do next is something also very simple. Now we're going to be including you guessed it, we're going to be including the transitions. So I like to use cinematic ones simply because they're just the best modern looking in my opinion. So we're going to be using the first one under cinematics, and it creates a very nice this way. Now we're going to be, first off actually, sorry, the sound is of course a little bit longer since we used the transition. So we're just going to increase the speed of the first video to about 0.78. Now we're going to be including a transition to the beginning, and we're going to be using another cinematic one, which is very nice. So now we're going to add a title. Most people think you do it like this, but really we're going to just be using caption as our title. So now we'll include some text in there. So now we're going to put my text, which is how to create a, what are we going to put? How to create a cinematic, movie intro snippet, parentheses, Movie Maker, just so they know what program we're using, and such like that. So now we're going to include it in there, shorten it up to where it's just all squared up looking. We're actually going to take out intro because there's no real need for it. And so now it's about squared up perfectly. It looks a little furry, but once you enlarge it, it looks perfect, basically. Mine's a little bit down, so I'm going to increase mine up a little bit. Oops, sorry, I don't know why it's doing this black screen on me. Alright, now I'm going to select my text again and move it up. And make sure you always have your text to the far right of it. Make sure it slams against that right, just so it's all centered up. Now we're going to be using a little transition using the font. Now you can use a lot of different transitions for your text, but I'm just going to simply use the fly in right to left. So now we're going to, luckily, since we use a transition, it automatically, which is a wonderful addition, automatically goes from the beginning of the transition. So this is what our final project will look like. And as you can see, everything looks nice. Sorry that you can't really hear what's going on. Once you download the MP3s, you can listen to them, and if you don't like them, you can search on soundbible.com for some.